But first, we start at the White House. President Trump says he is tapping former National Security Advisor Mike Waltz to be nominated for UN ambassador. And in the meantime, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will act as the interim National Security Advisor. Let's bring in CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes, who is live for us from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where President Trump is going to give a commencement speech at the University of Alabama later on today. Nancy, great to see you. This is quite the shakeup here. Is this a demotion for Waltz?
It definitely is a demotion, Liz. The president has made it clear that he doesn't think that much of the United Nations. That's part of the reason that this post to be ambassador to the UN that he's now naming Waltz to was open in the first place, because he had originally nominated Elise Stefanik, Congresswoman from New York. He prioritized getting a whole bunch of other people confirmed first, so she never actually had a confirmation hearing. And then ultimately, Republican leaders urged the president not to remove her from the House because Republicans have such a slim majority. And so that position was vacant. It is now being filled by Mike Waltz, who in a very brief one-sentence post this afternoon, Liz, said that he is honored to continue to serve the president in this capacity. So he is accepting this new this new position, and it's unclear what he would have done had the president not named him to this post, because he gave up a very safe seat in Congress from Florida to become President Trump's national security advisor just a few months ago.
And Nancy, let's talk about Secretary of State Marco Rubio, because he's wearing a lot of hats within the Trump administration. Is this an indication of his growing influence there?
I think it's certainly an indication that the president trusts him. It's also an indication of the fact that there just aren't that many people with deep national security experience who could fill this very pivotal role until the president is able to figure out who's going to hold the role permanently instead. So Marco Rubio, his Secretary of State, the president has repeatedly praised the job that Rubio is doing. He'll now serve as interim National Security Advisor in addition to Secretary of State. And don't forget, he is also now overseeing USAID, which was placed under his portfolio at the State Department. And just for good measure, he is the head of the National Archives as well. Hard to see how one person could do all of those jobs, but he's going to be doing it for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's a tremendous amount of responsibility there. And Nancy, we've also learned that Krebs, who is the cybersecurity and infrastructure security head during the 2020 presidential election, had his global entry revoked. Can you explain to our viewers what global entry is and what was the justification for this?
Sure. So global entry allows you essentially to bypass long lines when you're coming back into this country and you're going through customs. And, it's available to anyone who's willing to do the work to fill out the application and have an interview. But it has been revoked for Krebs, in part because he is facing a federal investigation. Exactly what he's being investigated for is unclear. We know that the president doesn't like him and fired him in 2020 after Krebs had the temerity to say accurately that the election had been safe and free from fraud or any kind of cyber intrusion. That came as President Trump was arguing the opposite, that somehow the election had been rigged against him. So he fired Krebs back then, and now that Trump is back in office, not only has he revoked the security clearance that Krebs had that enabled him to work in the cybersecurity industry, but now, on top of that, he has lost his global entry status, at least for now, which is kind of a formality and often can happen if you're under investigation.
Nancy Cordes live for us in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Thank you so much, Nancy.